Mr. Winkleman, thank you for taking the time to speak to us. I wanted to start out by asking about the partnership with Blancpain and the Super Trofeo and how that came about.
But it started all back in 2009. I have to say that Mark Hayek is a super sports car enthusiast, and more specifically a Lamborghini enthusiast, and so this was a very good pick for us because it was easy to link up with him and to get him enthusiastic about our Super Trofeo project. I think the two brands are in their specific fields very similar. They are very exclusive, they have a tradition, they have cutting edge technology, and therefore our brand as being a luxury super sports car has similarities to the world of watches, and specifically to the oldest watchmaker in the world, Blancpain.
Mm-hmm. So when Blancpain started doing the watches, the Super Trofeo watches, what was the extent of the input that the Lamborghini team had to the design, the materials, and those kind of things?
But when we speak about a Super Trofeo watch, the first thing, it has to have a relation to, let's say, the one make race series. So we had some numbers, the background of the watch was very much Lamborghini and Gallardo-like, and the biggest step we made together with Blancpain in this direction was to create something which has also the use of carbon fiber, which is a very light and stiff material, which is specifically used in our cars, which is helping to increase handling and performance. And also for the watches, this is a very exclusive material. And so we made, I think we already made three, or Blancpain already made three watches for the Super Trofeo, and they all worked out very, very well for them.
Is it also the specific leather used for the strap? Was that also a
yeah, this is called Alcantara, and Alcantara is something which we use in our cars, and we use it in the light cars, so in the Superleggera or in the Super Veloces of Gallardo or Aventador. And if you combine this with the carbon fiber also on the watches, this is giving you a very attractive watch, not only in terms of design, but also in terms of easiness to wear.
Mm-hmm. When you were showing us before the statistics on the world auto market and the world luxury auto market, I was struck by how similar it has been to the watch industry in the recent years, with the big drop in 2009 and the frankly surprisingly quick recovery. What do you attribute that to? Is it just the luxury market in general? What do you think you attribute that to?
I think that the luxury market is very much connected to Wall Street and Main Street, so there is no disconnection. What is different is that even if there is money available, it's not meant to be that they need to spend it. So it's a very volatile market, which is very difficult to read and to understand. And one of the specifics for the luxury market is always to produce less than demand. So you can never crowd the market. You can never do something to push the success, because it has to be something which is coming from the customer. You have to invest into the brand. You have to invest in the image, but also in the awareness. And again, the combination of a watch and a car in the race or in the Super Trofeo is helping both brands to get specifically to the customers of each other.
Okay. Do you find that there's a lot of crossover between people who love really great luxury cars and people who love luxury watches? Have you found that to be true in your personal experience?
Yes, very much. Because one of the things is we are a very male-driven brand. We have by far more than 90% of our customers which are male. And if we look into the males, let's say the only jewelry a male is possessing today is a watch. And usually when they buy those type of things, they look at the best. And therefore, this is a very similar idea, and even the mindset of the people is very similar.
Okay. Can you tell us about the watch that you're wearing right now?
Yeah, this is a Super Trofeo watch, actually. It's in rosé gold and has all the specifics I was talking about before. It has the carbon fiber, it has the strip which is made of Alcantara, and it's made in a limited edition for the Super Trofeo.
Speaking of the Super Trofeo, the race, the announcement that you've made earlier that we're going to get the first one in the U.S. at some point this year. Can you tell me more about that and about the final that I had first heard about today with the I believe it's 3 winners, and
Yes.
you know anything?
We have 2 Super Trofeos which are ongoing. One in Europe, which is already since the year 2009, which will have the 5th season this year. Then we have the 2nd season in the Asian Super Trofeo, and we will have one specifically starting this year, so in 2013, here in the US. We will have a world final of all the winners, which is going to take place at the end of the championship, so at the end of this year, in autumn, in Vallelunga, most probably, which is the racetrack nearby Rome, the capital city of Italy.
So with the continuing popularity in the U.S. of Formula One has recently made its way here, and now this, do you see the U.S. as becoming more of a motorsports country? Because we really hadn't been so much in the past compared to Europe, for example.
But, let's say that there are different types of motorsports activities. Indianapolis, NASCAR, which is very much American, which is not as known in Europe and the rest of the world. And on the other side, we have the Formula One, or we have all the GT championships, which are not so known in the US. But the one-make race trophies, they are specifically something which is for a very limited type of amount of people, and we call them gentlemen's racers, because they need to be very good drivers, but no, they are not professional drivers. And this is what is important for a brand like Lamborghini, because what we want is that the cars we are building for the road, the normal production cars, they have to be recognizable on the racetrack, and therefore the GT type racing is peculiar and very good for Lamborghini, because what you see on the road is what you see on the racetrack.
Okay. And just one question on the new Aventador. How long was this in development, and was it always planned to coincide with the 50th anniversary of Lamborghini?
But you know, the development of a new car, in the morning we come to the office, usually we think 4 years ahead. This is the normal development time of a brand new car. When you start to develop the coupe, you also have to do it immediately together with the open version, because this is a matter of saving money, but also to have a design which is already possible to do in both versions. In reference to the 50th anniversary, yes, it was planned to have a big launch, an important launch, and this is the most extraordinary car we have ever built so far as a normal production car, but we will have more surprises coming up in this 50th anniversary.
Okay. I actually just thought of one more. Mr. Hayek, who's obviously very involved in the Super Trofeo and you know, dealing with Lamborghini. Is Mr. Hayek privy to some of these technological advances as you make them? And is there any indication that any of the new technological advances you showed us today, the composite and everything, that any of that may also end up in a watch?
But never say never. We are very open, especially when it comes to Blancpain, because they are a strategic partner for us. They're not only a main sponsor for the Super Trofeo, but the both companies are very close to each other. So we already had good relations about the carbon fiber specifically. And if there is the will from their side, we are always ready to come together.
Great. All right. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.